Good evening. Welcome, everybody. I want to, on behalf of the Harvard Buddhist community and the Tibetan Buddhist Resource Center, I'd like to thank everybody for coming out for this event that has been co-promoted by those two entities here on the Cambridge side. My name is John Winter. I am one of the co-leaders of the Harvard Buddhist community, and we're really excited to have Khenpo Sodergye join us today. I was thinking maybe to start, I think pretty much everyone in this room is probably aware that we've already had a couple of pretty horrendous events that just struck Boston. There's a couple of explosions that went off the finish line of the Boston Marathon. And I thought maybe we could just take a moment of silence for some prayer and meditation to send our hearts out to the families and the victims and the people who are grieving. Okay, thank you. I was thinking we could also maybe put forth our intention that the work that we are doing here, the work that we are doing in our lives, but especially with this talk tonight, is adding a drop in the bucket of water that is helping to bridge the kinds of divides that cause this sort of violence in the first place. Tonight we have Khenpo Sodergye visiting us from Larangar Buddhist Academy in Serter County of Tibetan Autonomous Prefecture, of Sichuan Province. So that's a bit of a mouthful. Ningshi Dorje, he is a PhD student here. He's studying under Professor Vanderkuyp, for those of you who are familiar, and he will be doing the translation of Khenpo Sodergye's teachings. Khenpo Sodergye, a native of Dragpo in Kham, is a leading Buddhist teacher, a writer, a public intellectual, and a life ethicist based, as I said earlier, in the Larangar Buddhist Academy in Serter County of Tibetan Autonomous Prefecture of Sichuan Province. As one of the original disciples of the late Khenpo Jigme Phuntsong, he continues to transmit the teachings of the Nyingmapa beyond Tibet. Currently in the Chinese language-speaking world, Khenpo Sodergye has over 1 million students. The body of his teachings is a modern Tibetan Buddhism in the making. While Sogyal Rinpoche, Dzongtsar Khyentse Rinpoche, Neten Chokling Rinpoche, and late Chogyam Trungpa Rinpoche are the icons of modern Tibetan Buddhism in the West, Khenpo Sodergye's students see him as playing a similar role in China. He's imparting what he calls the Tibetan Code of Happiness to the Chinese society in his latest best-selling novel, Living Through Suffering. According to him, the system of this coded message of happiness is nothing mysterious, but a science of spirituality, a neologism he coined to represent the teachings of the Buddha with a contemporary flavor. Tonight, the Khenpo will be speaking to us about the empathetic visualization of other as self on the Bodhisattva path. The dialectic of self and other is a philosophical universal across human societies. Both the objective and subjective distances between self and other complicate the relational but puzzling identity of the individual perceived simultaneously as the self and the other. This leads to the question, is self the same as the other when the individual embodies both? Tibetan Buddhism has a long philosophical tradition addressing this ancient human puzzle. And now, without any further delay, to help enlighten us further on this ancient human puzzle, I would like to turn it over to Khenpo Sodergye. So please help me welcome the Khenpo.